Right now, the president at Walter Reed Hospital in Bethesda, Maryland, showing symptoms of COVID-19. Good evening, everyone. I'm Debbie Cobb. Alice Barr breaks down the president and First Lady's diagnosis and their treatment.
Hours after announcing that he and First Lady Melania Trump had tested positive for COVID-19, President Trump taken to Walter Reed, the nation's premier military hospital, for monitoring. The White House physician says the president was fatigued but in good spirits and given an antibody cocktail as a precaution. The doctor says the First Lady has only a mild cough and headache. At 74 and overweight, the president is considered at higher risk for serious complications.
So the next few days will be critical to monitoring the president.
Now begins a high-stakes hunt for anyone President Trump has had contact with during a busy week, including Tuesday night's debate, during which the Trump family violated a mandatory mask mandate. The president's senior advisor, Hope Hicks, who traveled with him this week, tested positive yesterday. The White House chief of staff saying today they learned of her diagnosis as President Trump was leaving for a New Jersey fundraiser last night.
It was deemed safe for the president to go. He socially distanced.
Hours before revealing his diagnosis, the president downplayed coronavirus in a pre-recorded message for a charity event.
I just want to say that the end of the pandemic is in sight.
Democratic rival Joe Biden tested negative today.
Sending my prayers for the health and safety of the First Lady and President of the United States. This is not a matter of politics. It's a bracing reminder to all of us that we have to take this virus seriously.
President Trump forced to cancel in-person appearances in a critical setback to his campaign, if not his health, 32 days before the election. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Vice President Mike Pence tested negative today, along with several other top officials. The White House assuring it has plans in place to keep the government running smoothly. And today, Joe Biden's campaign taking down its attack ads in the wake of President Trump's coronavirus infection. And just into our newsroom, President Trump just released a statement regarding his hospitalization.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support. I'm going to Walter Reed Hospital. I think I'm doing very well, but we're going to make sure that things work out. The First Lady is doing very well. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will never forget it. Thank you.
The country and world watch as President Trump now battles COVID-19 as the 25th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution provides clarity regarding the transfer of power should that become necessary. Alan Marsden joins us now to explain how the 25th Amendment works.
Well, Debbie, at this point, the White House says there will be no transfer of power, but if that changes and the 25th Amendment must be invoked, it would most likely be Section 3 that applies, which involves the president issuing a written declaration that he is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office. The vice president would then become acting president until the president is able to resume his duties. That has only happened 3 times since the 25th Amendment was adopted in 1967, once with Ronald Reagan and twice with George W. Bush. All 3 of those instances were to allow those presidents to undergo colonoscopy procedures. Now, Section 4 would come into play should the president become incapacitated before transferring power. And in that case, the vice president and the majority of the cabinet would issue the declaration that the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office. That was considered following the attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan, but never actually happened then, or it has not ever happened at this point. Debbie?
Thank you, Alan. To be clear, the White House said today President Trump will not be transferring power to Vice President Pence at this time. And again, President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump tested positive today for COVID-19, the president being treated at Walter Reed Hospital in Bethesda, Maryland, in an abundance of caution.